What's going on, everybody? It's Tyler with Tyler Talks Travel Trailers here at Albuquerque RV in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It is the day after Thanksgiving, so I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Got to enjoy some good food and hang out with the family. I know I did. You could probably see it on my face. I'm freaking tired. Stayed up a little too late hanging out with everyone. But it is time to get back to work, and today we are going to be touring the 2026 Catalina Legacy 323 Maze. This is a very unique layout. This has the biggest dining table I think I've ever seen in a travel trailer. It's very, very unique. It's got opposing slides on both sides, residential size fridge. This thing is very unique. Even if you're not looking for something at this length, check it out because it's pretty cool. Real quick, I wanted to give a shout out to some of my subscribers that left a 5-star Google review for the dealership and I. It means the world to us. I wanted to thank, hopefully I'm saying this right, but the title of their name was Heckenberg, Melissa, Joe, and Mike. Thank you guys so much for your support and giving the 5-star Google review. I know a lot of you go on the lives every Sunday, so I appreciate all of the support that you guys are giving us. It helps me more than you know. So if you think I deserve it or if you've gotten any benefit out of my videos, there will be a link down below in the description to leave a review for the dealership and I would greatly appreciate it. Real quick, like always, we're going to do the specs. It takes me 1 minute to do those specs, and then we'll dive inside. Let's go, guys. So the basic specs on this 2026 Catalina 323 Maze. Your unloaded vehicle weight is 9,130 pounds. Your cargo carrying capacity is 2,000 pounds, which brings your potential fully loaded weight to 11,130 pounds. Your hitch weight is 1,236 pounds. Your exterior length is 37 feet total. Your exterior height is 11 feet, 3 inches. Your exterior width is 8 feet. Your tanks, your fresh water tank is 38 gallons. Your gray water tank is 60 gallons. And your black tank is 28 gallons. Your awning sizes are 10 feet and 13 feet. Let's jump inside. Awesome, everybody. Now that we got those specs done, we're going to start with the inside and work our way out. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Like always, I'm going to be giving you as much info as I possibly can. I figure once you're sick of listening to me, you could shut me off. But we're going to talk about construction, features and benefits, and I also give you a lot of great measurements on the interior. So come through this door and bam, look at that. Isn't that an awesome living room area? Shut this door. There we go. Wow. Look at this. Doesn't it look cozy? Hitting the road for an extended period of time, having this. So you got opposing slides on both sides. You have one on the left, one on the right. They are the same size slides. They're also a rack and pinion slide system. So if you know, they're nice and flush with the floor. Big L-shaped couch right here. I love L-shaped couches in RVs. It just makes it feel more homey. They don't recline, but it does turn into a bed. I'll try to do that before we go outside. It looks like when you pull that bed out, this whole area will turn into a bed. So if you have the occasional guest, maybe a friend stayed over a little too late, had too many drinks, you got a place for them to crash right there. I will point out real quick, when you do put the slides in, the one thing you have to do is turn this to kind of go against there, and then the slide will come in. Very simple to do though, because it is on hinges. So it's not like it's going to be out of place or going to be hard to set back up. As you can see, I just pushed it with my leg. Very simple, but really nice living room area. You even got the fireplace right there, and it gets hot. I had to turn it off when I was doing my intro because I was messing up so much and it was getting really hot in here. So we're going to see how much this thing will heat up this area. Let's see if it's telling us a temperature. Saying 76 in here. It was like 65 in here. So that thing will heat this area. If you want just the ambiance too, you could turn the heat off. But that is an electric heater, a nice option to have, because if you're at like a campground, maybe you have full hookups, you're paying for the electricity, you might as well use it. Let me fix my gimbal real quick. There we go. So you got your electric fireplace right there. You got your JBL speakers, inside and outside speakers. And yes, JBL speakers. So a good quality sound that you're going to hear inside and out. You could pick different zones. It's Bluetooth. Got like a countertop area right here, some storage on the same side and size, maybe for DVDs, entertainment stuff. You do have a massive area to put a flat screen TV. Would have been cool to see one in here already, but you will be able to put, shoot, maybe even like a 50-inch, maybe bigger. So, you know, TVs are pretty cheap nowadays. So go out and get you a nice big TV. You got your plugs already there, and it does have backer board, so you could, you know, drill it into, put a mount here, and then you can kind of swivel the TV to different areas. So if you're kicking back right here, oh yeah, look at this. How cozy is this? I love it. Would have been cool if they reclined, but I do like the option to be able to sleep an occasional guest. You know, when you have the theater seating, you're pretty limited. The couch itself, I kind of measured it. So from this side to that side, I'm talking like the armrest starting to hit the cushion. You got 65 inches right here, and then 65 inches this way. So pretty good size couch. As we move on, like I said, the world's longest, biggest dinette area I've ever seen. Pretty unique. Like you could almost get more more chairs like this. We could easily order these for you. And then you can set up some more areas right here. If you want to have some friends come over, kick back, you got a massive window right here to look out. This window does not open, but I always say it, I think I would prefer, you know, the bigger window that doesn't open versus a smaller window that does open. So you do have the window over here to the left that will open if you want to get a nice cross breeze going through here. Put these down real quick just to kind of get the exposure correct on my video. What I also like is you have plugs on both ends. You got USB and USB-C right there. And then you got another one right here. So those are nice because they will work off of the battery. They're 12 volts. You will not have to worry, you know, if you're not hooked up and you need to charge your phone or a tablet, anything like that. Now, what's really cool, actually, let me tell you the length of this real quick. 21 by 103. Man, that's like a buffet bar right there. Imagine that would have been perfect for Thanksgiving. Tell me I'm not wrong. That would have been perfect for yesterday. 21 by 103. And then if it's just you two, like two of you, you want to kind of just kick back, face each other, check this out. What? How sweet is that? It does lock into place, and I'll show you. And you can put it anywhere. Like you could slide it all the way over here. You could slide it all the way over there. Basically, you could slide it across this whole bar table setup. And if we look under here, I'll show you. You do have, see that little knob right there? That's how you'll tighten it, so that way it doesn't move around on you. And then you can lock these wheels as well, so it stays nice and solid into place. But how sweet is that? You know, maybe you just want to have a chat while you're eating, actually face each other. And I did measure the table. It is smaller, so like it's not like you can pull it out more and sit 4 people. That would be more for like the buffet bar right there. But this table right here is going to be 21 by 22 and a half. Maybe big enough to ruin some relationships and pull out the Monopoly board. I'm not sure. Maybe I should start bringing the Monopoly board out and putting it up for you guys. But 21 by 22 and a half for that table right there. And again, what's cool is if you want, you could just put that away and have a lot more walk space in here. Moving on to the kitchen. Look at that fridge. That fridge is nicer than mine at home. So you got your residential size fridge, really nice lighting in there. You got all your trays and bins right here that will go on the wall. I'm assuming some of them might be like drink holders and stuff like that. Love that. And then if we come down here, well, bam, you got your freezer drawer right there. And it does go back to there too. It's just taped up. So nice big fridge. And then as we move in, look at this unique island. I don't hate it. You know, it is smaller, but it's just enough to give you a little extra prep space without taking up the whole living room area. Because I'm sure you guys have seen those layouts. It has a super long, you know, island, and it does take up floor space. So I actually like this setup, and it looks like it does have like a little lip right here, like it comes off. You could easily get a bar stool right here if you want to kick back, hang out with the significant other while they're cooking. Maybe you suck at cooking, but you want to watch and learn. You got like maybe a bar area too, so that's pretty neat. You got a plug right here, so if you have a blender or anything that you're cooking with, you got it right there at your disposal. If you notice, all solid surface countertops, so good quality countertops. It's not Formica. It's not going to warp on you by getting wet or anything like that. This little island right here is going to be 25 by 27. And if you do notice, I measured this out too, just to give you an idea of the space you have with this island. You got 30 inches this way of walk room, and then right over here, you actually have 24 inches. So that'll be kind of the walk space you have in the kitchen with that island right there. I go through so many sticky notes. I should get a sponsorship by the Sticky Notes company. That'd be nice. I have like globs of them stuck in my pants sometimes when my girlfriend washes my clothes. She drives her crazy. So the island also gives you some drawers. You know, these companies do not put enough drawers sometimes. And they are going to be 13 by 16 and 4 inches deep for those 3 drawers right there. So 3 drawers right there. Not super deep, but that bottom one will be a little bit deeper. The bottom one will be 10 by 13 and 6 inches deep. So 5 drawers right there. And then if we turn you around, you got a little more prep space right here next to the stovetop, 3-burner cooktop. Like that, they gave you some prep space, so when you're cooking, you chop some stuff up, you can just slide it right over. The countertop to the right here is going to be 21.5 by 25.5 for that countertop space. This one also will have your oven. So you got your 3-burner cooktop, you got your fancy dancy lights, decent size oven. It's not as big as like a Flagstaff oven. You wouldn't be able to fit like a turkey in there, but you could fit some drumsticks, maybe some wings. It'll come down to right here, and we can order you more trays if you needed to. There's different sizes of ovens. You know, sometimes it's due to weight. They're trying to help with the weight, space, all that good stuff. Down here, you have a little bit of storage. I did not measure that one. You can maybe put some cookie trays down there. As we come up top, you do have this storage right here as well. Pretty decent storage. This one is going to be 16 by 47 and 10 inches tall. Now, you have another one down here. Did not measure that one either, but I'll put my hand right there just to give you an idea. Pretty nice. Okay, turn you around. Nice and slow. Now, you got your nice undermount sink. Big sink as well. This sink is going to be 13 by 24 and 7 inches deep. So a nice deep sink to actually wash pots and pans. Sometimes they make the sink like pretty much this spot right here, and then you can't wash your pots and pans. So big enough to wash your pots and pans. You even have this drying rack right here with the fork and utensils holder. That's pretty neat. And then you do have your cup cleaner right here. So when you're ready to wash your cups, bam, stick that on there. It's got some very high pressure. So like I always tell you guys, don't go push on this when you're out looking at them new, because there's antifreeze in the lines and you're going to turn your whole outfit pink. I've done it a couple times. This comes down if you need to get nice and personal with those dishes. And then up above, you do have some more plugs and USB-C plugs at your disposal with your paper towel holder. It doesn't look like you have any to the right, so that'll be your plugs right there. This counter space to the left of the sink will be 16.5 by 23.5 for your countertop. Did I measure this one? I did measure this one. So to the left of the microwave, you got a 16 by 24, 17-inch tall cabinet right there. That'll be great for maybe, plates, bowls, cups, things like that. And then you do have your microwave, pretty standard. They're always a little smaller in RVs, but it will do the job. Even more drawers. I love drawers. So this top one will be for your utensils. And then these bottom ones will be 10 by 15 and 4 inches deep. So plenty of drawers right there. And then easy access to your plumbing. This is going to be good for maybe the drying rack or your soap and all your cleaning supplies right there. Now, as we walked through the kitchen, I don't know if you guys noticed, but stainless steel appliances throughout. You got your stainless steel fridge, which is all name brands. So you got GE, you also got GE stainless steel microwave, and your GE oven and stovetop, as well as your stainless steel light fan combo. So if you burn stuff like me, you got an exhaust going out. Really nice kitchen. I like it. It feels like a little home right here. Doesn't it feel homey? It feels good. It's those two opposing slides that really help. Now you're probably like, well, where the heck is the storage for all my food and snacks? All my snacks, man. I like to snack at night. Whoa, bam. Look at that. Plenty of storage. Like I said, you could definitely hit the road for an extended period of time because you have the storage to do it. Almost basically floor to ceiling storage. This is going to be 17.5 by 18.5, and they range from 15.5 inches tall to 17.5 inches tall. So plenty of storage right there. You can't remove these, so they are where they're at. I know some trailers, they do that. Holy smokes, it's getting warm in here. I'm telling you, that thing works good. I'm not lying to you. We'll see if I start sweating by the end of this. Whew, okay. So, talking about interior height from the floor to the ceiling. Your interior height is going to be 6 feet 9 inches or 81 inches of interior height. It feels pretty spacious in here. If you're taller, it does feel good in here. As you notice, you got 2 air conditioners in this living room space. I'm pretty positive there's one in the bedroom, but we'll check. I'm not sure the BTUs. Sometimes these could be 18,000 BTU air conditioners. I'm super sorry. I forgot. I meant to look that up for you guys. But I know Furrions, they tend to go up to the 18, or it could be a 13.5. But the cool thing about these air conditioners is they actually have like a dehumidifier in it. If I heard that from one of the guys, you know, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Yeah, look, see how it says dry heat or dry cool? So it's like a dehumidifier in these air conditioners. That's pretty neat. And so you can even set it up to where, you know, it has different modes, different gears. You got sleep mode. You can even have it swing, you know, or if you just want a fan, maybe you're in the high country, you don't really need to run the full air conditioner. Pull that fresh air in here and circulate it out by opening the windows. You do have a little bit of storage up here. Forgot to show that. That's pretty nice. Put the rice cooker up there. The pressure cooker might be a little too small, but added storage. As we move on to the commode, the bathroom, we are moving on. You do have your heater in here. It's all ducted throughout. Nice big heater. And like I said, you will have the electric furnace as well. You do have these remotes for your air conditioners. Pretty neat. So you can see what's going on. And then you can dim your lights. Ooh, check out the ambiance. Yeah, bring those lights down. Get a movie going. Kicking back, reading a book, whatever you like to do. As we walk into the bathroom right here. Well, bam. Would have liked a swinging or sliding door, but not a big deal. Lots of floor space in this, so that way you can actually dry off, get out, change. First thing I always tell you guys to do is sit on that commode, make sure it's comfortable. Of course, it's a porcelain toilet. It's going to stay cleaner. Won't make as much noise when you go to sit on it. So I'm 5'7". I didn't really measure this out because, as you can see, you got plenty of space. You almost have a recliner right here. So plenty of knee room, 5'7". If I turn you around, the toilet is actually at an angle. So it does help a little bit, you know, whether you're right-handed or left-handed, you know, he seems to have enough space. Most people should be comfortable. Definitely a little more space for the right-handed people, if you know what I mean. As I turn you around nice and slow without making you sick, you do have your sink. A little bit of storage down below. There's your plumbing, easy access. And your sink is going to be 9 by 14 and 6 inches deep. So a good size sink. Not a ton of counter space really. You got your soap holder, little nice floating metal shelf with your toothbrush holder as well. You got your fancy mirror so you can check out the hairdo and your medicine cabinet. Pretty standard stuff right there. Turn you around. Of course, you always need linen storage. Bam, look at that. That is nice. Nice storage right there. These are going to be 13 by 22 and 18 inches tall for that one and 28 inches tall for this one. Now, the floor space you have, I kind of measured out just where it's squared out because obviously you have a little there and a little bit right there. The squared out area is going to be 25 by 35. So like I said, it's pretty comfortable in here. You can actually do the Macarena, get out and dry off, do what you need to do. And your shower actually has a solid enclosure with that tri-slide door. So no way of water getting out. Let's see if I can get it. I can't get it with one hand. But if you notice, you got 3 panels right here. You got the gasket So no way for water to get out. The shower itself. So I measured the pan where you can actually stand and the enclosure. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. So the pan where you can actually stand is 25 by 33. The enclosure is 28 by 36. And if we're talking about height that you have, your interior height from the pan to the skylight, you're looking at 6 feet 7 inches or 79 inches of interior height. So that skylight does give you a little extra, sorry, I'm making sure I don't have a customer. So the skylight does give you a little bit more interior height, lets in some natural light. Like I said, I'm 5'7". I got plenty of room in here. Skylight is good. And then also the shower head is at a great height. It's actually above my head, which they tend to not do. They always put it at like your neck. So it will have that wand as well, so you can take it off. And now as we move on to, I know I'm missing something in this. Oh yeah, here we go. So you do have a tankless water heater in this. So sometimes I'm not really a fan of the tankless water heater because they tend to not do very good at high altitude. And we are at high altitude, so it's going to be a bummer if it's not working to its best capabilities. But what's cool about this tankless water heater, if you notice, it actually has altitude adjustment. It'll go up to 10,000 feet, which I think most people aren't going to be dragging this up to 10,000 feet. So it has the altitude adjustment. That is huge. Most of tankless water heaters don't. And if you noticed, it is a GE profile tankless water heater. So like I told you, all GE appliances. Moving on to the master bedroom, the hotel room on wheels without the bed bugs. So I kind of measured out this hallway space because I knew I do have people maybe that are older. They have like maybe a walker or something. You got 26 inches for this hallway space, but it does get a little shorter because, you know, the doorway right here. Really like that they gave you the sliding door. Ooh, look at this. Dang. So the sliding door will give you a little more room versus the swinging door. You got a slide out right here too, which is the rack and pinion slide. Queen size bed, which I'm not mad at because it gives you a lot more walk space, and it looks like you could put a king if you wanted to. Look at all the extra space you have on both sides. A lot of people do like the queen because, like I said, it just makes it easier to get in and out. You don't disturb your partner. It makes it a little easier to make the bed. The space you have when this slide is out, you got 32 inches on the front, so plenty of room there to get out and dry off. You got 17 inches on both sides of the beds. 32 on the front, 17 on the sides. Plenty of space. Look at that. Okay. You got a little bit of a countertop right here. There is no backer board for the TV like they do sometimes, but I like that they gave you a big enough countertop. If you're obnoxious like me, you could put a massive TV right here. This countertop is going to be 16 by 61, and then you have all your plugs right there ready to go, your coax. And then it is already wired for Starlink. How cool is that? So if you want to get that internet everywhere, it's already wired, which tends to be the really expensive part, is, you know, wiring everything once it's already built. So it's already built with it wired, which is going to be much nicer if you want to add that later. If we throw this up, boom, look at that window. Massive window. This bottom one will slide, so you can open that to get some fresh air in here. Put that back down. You got your nice accordion shades. You do have a lot more drawers in here for all those clothes. So these are going to be 13 by 24 and 8 inches deep for those 4 drawers for all the undergarments, the socks, stuff like that. Now, as we open this sliding door, check it out. Boom! Look at all that space. Look, I could literally stand in this thing. Lots of room right here. This unit is prepped for washer and dryer already. Check it out. So you got the plugs, the drain, all that good stuff. This whole area is going to be 32 by 37 and 68.5 inches tall. It does round a little bit right here, so that height does change as you go back, but that's roughly what you're working with. 32 by 37 and 68.5. As you notice, you do have that compartment door that you can access from the exterior. Moving on to the wardrobe. Boom, even more storage. No shortage of storage. This is going to be roughly 41 by 57 and 58 inches tall. Those shelves do take a little bit of that space, but you know, you can put your shoes up here. If you like a lot of activities, you have those running shoes, those hiking boots, you got plenty of space right there. So lots of storage. You already got the hanging rod up top, and down below, I did not measure that one, but it goes back pretty far. You do have a plug on this side right here. And then you do have USB and USB on both sides. USB-C, did I say that right? So you have this, so you could charge your phones without being plugged into short power. A little bit of end table space right here. I did hear that the CPAP machines are a little smaller now, so maybe that would work. I'm not sure. Storage over here to the left that I did forget to measure that top one. Let's see. No, I remembered. 18.5 by 24.5, and the top one's 18 inches tall. And your bottom one is 28 inches tall. Very nice unit. I like this unit. I am definitely a fan of this. 323 maze. All right, so this goes all the way across the slide out. Little added storage. You got your reading lights as well as more USB and USB-C. What do you guys think? You can access the storage down here as well. I did not measure that. I apologize. Overall, what do you guys think? Woo! I could hit the road in this. This is nicer than most apartments I had. Probably less too. This does have the second or the third air conditioner. So 3 air conditioners. You are going to be nice and cool in this thing. I don't know if you could tell, but look at this. This thing is cooking me. I am like sweating a little bit. I told you guys. Real quick. If you're new here, every Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we go live with all the subscribers. It's a lot of fun. It's starting to grow quick, which means eventually it's going to be a little hard for me to answer everyone's questions. So right now, it is still manageable. A lot of fun. Come on, Sunday, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. You can literally ask me any question on the spot. It's a really nice way to learn as much as you can versus having to shuffle through tons of videos on YouTube. You can also say, hey, Tyler, what do you got that is, 5,000 pounds and 25 feet. Well, boom, we'll go out and look at it. I'll show you all the options. Really great time. No one will really see you on there. It's not like people are going to see you, but you could type out questions. Lots of fun. So be there 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time this Sunday. All right. I think we're pretty much done in this unit. Let me know in the comments what you think of this layout. Ooh, I didn't even notice you got one cup holder for those cold snacks. Kind of a little limited on those cup holders. Let's see the bed real quick, since we have time. So super easy, these new beds that come out. Whoa, definitely shorter than I thought. Let's see. I'm doing something wrong. What the heck? Oh, there we go. Okay, that's how it works. Let's see if you guys could see that. So, maybe this comes out too. Nope, that one doesn't. So that looks like the bed area. I am 5'7". Let's take a look at this. I'm assuming you would lay this way. A little bit small. You could remove, nope, you can't remove that one either. So that is pretty much your bed. As you notice, my feet are at the edge. But if you curl up, you can, no one sleeps like a board. That will be the bed. Make sure there's no customers coming in. Okay. So then you'll just bring this back up. Flip that up. No, you'll bring that down. This is like a new style of bed. Then you'll put that up. Then you'll put your cushions. Well, bam. All right. Not terrible, but if someone is taller, it is going to be a little harder. Yeah, don't look like that turns to a bed. So that will be your setup for the couch. Whew, man, that heater's cooking me. Well, I didn't want you to turn around. Go back. All right. Sorry if that made you sick. Let's go outside and show you some of the storage we got. We're moving today. Oh yeah, here's your control panel real quick. So you got your interior lights, exterior lights, you got all the readings for your batteries, stuff like that. Awning is electric. You got 2. You got 3 slides, all rack and pinion, and your water pump. Just hit a switch, it'll do its thing. And of course, you could dim the lights as well. All right, let's get out of here. I am getting hot. So it does have that screen door. If you want to let some fresh air in. Whew. Oh, it feels so good out here. Man, I'm very impressed with that fireplace. It definitely cooked me. Now it's getting cold. It is freezing out here. So up front, this will have auto level, which is really convenient. So while your other friends are struggling, you push a button, 5 minutes, you're done, and you're having a nice cold snack. 20-pound propane tanks with the cover, as well as your battery area with the battery disconnect if you want to shut those batteries off. If you notice, it's got those sweet LED lights that wrap up from the top to the bottom. They look super cool at night. Not sure if that's legal when you're going down the road, but it looks awesome. This is that storage I showed you from the inside where the washer dryer prep will go. And again, auto level. Oh, okay. Free auto leveling. Yeah, it's free when you buy the trailer. Whatever. You got your spare tire down there. It'll just come down with the crank. Solid steps right here that just fold right into the doorway. Again, outside speakers. Tinted windows throughout, so it might seem like a small detail, but a lot of companies really like this. It's going to be more of your cheaper trailers, but you got tinted windows, so you actually have privacy when you have those shades up. You do have, I think you could change the lights to 25 different colors, so you can have a nice disco out here. But I think, you know, there's bugs that are attracted to certain colors of light, so it's pretty nice. You can adjust it however you want, whatever color you like. I'm colorblind, so don't ask me what colors they are. As we move to the back, you got the leash link. You know, if the crazy uncle is acting up, no, I'm just kidding. You got your leash link for your dog. To the back, it is prepped for the ladder and your camera. I wish they'd give you the ladder, but the ladder's pretty nice. It's a Lippert ladder, and it kind of will go at an angle, so it's not as dangerous going straight up, and it also telescopes, so you can put it in storage, won't take up no space. As we move to the back, this slide is a little bit smaller. It's kind of helping with the weight. Rack and pinion slide systems, and your drains. You'll be right here, so you got your gray and your, looks like you have, dang, you got three drains here, so you must have one for like the, oh, that might be for the washer and dryer. So you got your gray, black, gray, and then you have your other gray right here. So that'll help distribute the weight evenly, you know, then instead of just having one massive tank. Over here you do have the storage underneath the bed. Pretty nice storage right there. Overall, really like this layout. Real quick, I wanted to show you how they construct these frames real quick. You do have outside shower, hot and cold shower, and then you got your potable water right there, city water, and then your water heater. So one cool thing about how they make these frames, so you could go out to dealerships and see brand new trailers where they're already rusting where the welds are. So there's a lot of warranty claims out there on even newer trailers with the rust happening on the welds. Well, what Catalina did is they virtually got rid of all of those rust claims because this is a bow frame by Norco, and the cool thing is they actually put the frame together with huck bolts. So the huck bolts are going to be 5 times stronger than a weld, and like I said, it virtually got rid of all of the rust claims. So pretty nice construction as well. This is going to be your more traditional wood framed with the aluminum siding on the outside. Pros and cons to both. Like, the cool thing about these types of trailers is it's not a laminated wall, which means you're not going to get delamination. It is a hung wall, kind of like a home. So that's one benefit. The other thing is if like this is a laminated wall and fiberglass. You know, if you damage one part of this wall, you will have to replace the entire wall. You can't just fix one piece. With the aluminum siding, you have, see how there's just one panel, and then the next one, you can actually replace one of those panels instead of having to do, you know, the whole wall. So there's always pros and cons to trailers. There's no right or wrong trailer. It just depends on how you're gonna use it. This will have an enclosed underbelly, so shield protection, kind of help with the cold. Your tanks won't be exposed. I would say extended season, kind of, you know, so if you get into some colder weather, your tanks aren't gonna be exposed and potentially freeze up on you. Still not going to be like you could go to Alaska in the wintertime. I want to preface that, like your windows aren't thermopaned, so it's going to be more like your extended season. Woo, 33 minutes. That was pretty good, huh? I had to have missed stuff because my tours are usually way longer, even on, you know, the small Flagstaffs. If you are new here, check out some of my other tours. I go extremely in depth, as you could see. Every Sunday, like I said, 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, we do go live. It's a lot of fun. Also, like I said, if you do think I deserved it, or you've gotten any benefit out of my windows, I was looking out the window. If you've gotten any benefit out of my videos, there will be a link down below in the description. So if you want to write a review for the dealership and I, it goes a long way. We are a locally owned dealership between two giant corporate dealerships. So those of you that left those reviews, again, thank you for that. But yeah, if you're not, hit that subscribe button, baby. We are almost to 7K, and I hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving, got a little bit of food in you, or a lot of food, and you guys have a good evening, a good night, a good morning whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.